Hi, Ed here. In today's video, we're going to demonstrate how to create favorites inside the Roland Juno-DS. Alright, let's get started. So as I'm sure you know, the Roland Juno-DS has a lot of sound, well over 2,000 sounds. So being able to access your sounds for performance is something you definitely need to know. Alright, so here's how we do it. So there are two modes inside the Juno-DS that we have to be aware of. The first one is patch mode. And now patch mode, you have all of your single patch sounds. The next one is performance mode. So here's how we make sure we know what mode of the Juno-DS we're in. You can easily tell if it's patch mode by two ways. One, this button is not lit. And two, at the top left of the screen, it says patch. Now, if you want to go to performance mode, press that button, it's going to light up. And as you can see in performance mode, on the top left, it will say perform. Now, what are the differences between patch and performance? Now, patch are single sounds, and performance can have up to 16 sounds layered and split. You can also use your performance section to have one sound, two sounds, three sounds, up to 16 sounds. All right, so let's go ahead and create some favorites using patch and performance now. So I'm gonna begin by getting back in patch mode. So now I'm in patch mode, and let's say I choose a sound that I really enjoy, like this JVEP, you know. Drop it an octave. I really like that sound and I want to be able to call it up fast. But before we can do that, I have to decide what bank. Inside favorite modes, you have 10 banks. So bank 0 through 9. So first off, I would turn on favorites. I would press bank. The bank that the keyboard is currently in will light up. Now, if I want to change my banks, I'll go ahead and just press any of the other numbers. And you see it changed to bank 9. Let's go to bank 8. I think that one might be blank. Great, there's nothing in bank 8. So now I am ready to save this patch to bank 8, and I'm going to save it to 8, 0. So it's up, so I'll press and hold favorite. So when the lights are flashing, that means a patch or performance is ready to be assigned. So I'll put this one here, great, and now it is assigned to that favorite, bank 8, 0. Let's choose another patch. So I'm going to get out of favorites, and I'm going to go to orchestra. Let's just choose a nice string. Now to save it, hold down favorites. Notice that one is solid, so I'll put it in the next one right here, this flashing. Great, that is saved to 8, 1. So now let's go to the performance. So I'll press the performance button. You'll see that it is now lit, and now if I look on the top left of the screen, it says perform. So that's how I know I am in performance mode. So we have a whole bunch of different performances we can use. We can go to presets or users. So when you create your own, you can go ahead and go use them in user. But in this example, I'm going to use preset 24, which is SH2 bass. All right, so here's how the SH2 bass sounds. Okay, great. Now let's save it to a favorite. So I'm going to press and hold favorite. Notice 0 and 1 are solid. Number 2 is flashing. All right, let's do another one. So I'm going to go to the user this time. And I have a bunch of initialized performances. All that means is that it's waiting for you to go ahead and create something. So let's use this phaser pad 2 as our next example. Okay, now let's save it. So press and hold favorite. You see 0, 1, 2 are all solid. Now let's go to 3, and it is saved. Now to call up these favorite patches and performances live, all we have to do is turn on favorites, make sure we're in the correct bank, and we put these in bank 8, so that's fine. And then now you see here they are. So here's our first example, JV, the JP, then those are both patches. The next example is the performance SH2, and the next example is phaser pad. All right, so that easily. Now you can put patches or performances in any order that you want within favorites. So you don't have to have them sequentially in patches or sequentially in performance. Either one, either way, whatever makes sense to you. Now here's something that I will say. If you're going to create your own patches or create your own performances, you must save them first before you can add them to favorites. Let me give you an example. So if I come out of favorites and I am in performance mode, you see it says performance at the top. I am going to go to a user right here, and there's an initialize performance. I'm going to go to part 1 right here, and I might go ahead and put, let's put another piano, maybe an electric piano right here. Great. Now I'm going to go to part 2, and I'm going to put a brass. All right. Now I'm going to go to menu, and I am going to press enter to go inside edit, and I'm going to go to performance edit, and I'm going to make sure both of those are on in the key bed. So we exit, and now they're both on. Okay, they're both on, but if we look at the screen, there is an asterisk right here. Do you see it? Right where it says Initialize Performance. That means if I don't write that particular performance into the Juno-DS, when I go to another patch or performance, what I have done will go away. It is not saved at this time. This also means if I try and save it to a favorite, it might save user 50, but that performance that I created will not be there. So here's what I have to do. Let's press the right button, and we're writing a performance, obviously, so we'll go ahead and continue. Press the enter button, and we'll just call this ed performance. Doesn't matter right now for our example. Great. So in order to get rid of those extra characters, I'm going to hit menu. Now I can cursor down to delete, and it's going to delete those extra characters. When I'm done, I can press exit button, and I'll press the enter button. So now I can decide where I want to have it within my initialized performances. I'm going to keep it at 50. So let's press enter. It's going to say, are you sure? I'm going to cursor over to OK and press enter. Let it write. Now if we look, that particular user has been written. There is no more asterisk in there. And if I move over to a different performance and scroll back, it is still there. So now I can use it inside my favorites. So once again, press and hold favorites. Now the first 4 are flashing, so I'm going to put it here at the end. Great. Now let's do the same thing with the patch. So I'm going to go into patch. Notice it says patch in the corner. And I'll just take this, let's just take a string ensemble. That's fine. Let's go into menu. Let's go into edit, press enter. And I'm going to go into patch edit. That's fine. Enter. And I might come into here, just do something real simple. I might come into here and have this one a little bit louder, and let's throw in an octave shift down. Okay, so that way I don't have to have it in the global part of the keyboard. So I have it octave shifted down. Now if I exit again, exit one more time. Notice on that patch you have that big asterisk right there. So now we have to save it. Once again, if you're doing any editing or creating of new patches or new performances, you must save them first before they can be used inside a favorite. So I'll press the right button and string ensemble, and I might go and change this, and I might put on here 8, and I want to put 8 down, so I'm going to post menu, and I'm going to hit delete, and I'm going to hit delete again, and I'm going to put 8, and then I'm going to say, let's exit that, and now I'm going to put 8 down. So that'll just let me know it's an octave down. So that's just for me. Now I can press enter, and now I can choose to put it in any of the initialized patches. I'll just leave it right there, press enter. Yes, I am sure. Press enter again for OK, and now it is writing into the Juno-DS. Once it is written, you can see it here, string ensemble 8 down. I can move around, and it's still there. So now I can use it inside of favorites. So once again, press and hold favorites, and you see there's the first 4 examples. There is the performance we created, saved, and then we can put it in favorites. And now let's put this patch right here. Remember, if the lights are flashing, they are free for you to put a favorite patch or performance. If the lights are solid, that means there is something already there. Now, if there is something already there, you can override it just by pressing over. But this just gives you a heads up. So I'm going to put it here on the flashing 6. There it goes, and you see it saved it to 8, 6. So let's take a look. I'm going to hit favorites. I'm going to switch banks, and I'm going to go, see it's flashing 8. I'm going to go to bank 0. There's a whole other set of favorites here. I want to go to bank 8. So favorites, turn it on. Bank 8. And now you see the favorites I created in this example. The first 2 being patches. The next 2 being performances. Number 9 being the custom performance we created, we saved, we wrote inside the Juno-DS. And then you see number 6 is the patch that we created and wrote in the Juno-DS and then put the favorites. So as you can see in this example, taking patches and performances and saving them to your favorites is very easy. Also, editing patches and performances and writing them first and then save them to the favorites is also easy. So check out this video. I hope it helps you out. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.